This is a film about a criminal industry that's sweeping the world.
You imagine that you've got counterfeit mineral water, counterfeit apple. We found that. We found counterfeit medicines in the pharmacy.
It's the story of the brands we think we can't live without, and demand gone wild for their copies.
Have a look at the bag on the floor, that's a fake bag. And the quality's good, the leather's good, so yeah, it's really, I think it's a very good quality knockoff.
How China became the superpower where everything is made and everything is faked.
This is how much? How much? For two, how much?
Sometimes it goes to Europe or United States. It all depends on the market. If there's a market, the goods will go there.
Capitalism's growing out of control. Welcome to the counterfeiter's century. Today, the world has a new religion.
We've had an extremely successful year, and I want to thank our users very much.
Our icons are global brands, with the top CEOs holding evangelical mass rallies.
An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it?
Although Apple's promotional podcast celebrates its slick, Californian-designed iPods, its products are made by unseen Chinese factory workers, and so are its competitors.
iPhone.
Over the past 20 years, this magic route to increase profits has had one unpredicted consequence: the creation of a vast, international counterfeit industry.
Good morning. Oui. Excusez-moi, monsieur. C'est moi pour le français. Laisse la compte derrière.
Ah ouais, attends, je la cache.
Ok, sure. Oui, je vous entends bien.
Can you make up
Should I look
level? Just look at my eye, look at me.
Yeah.
In January 2007, the senior executives of 20 of the world's biggest corporations came to Switzerland to declare war on the fakers that are threatening their profits.
It's a worldwide organization we have in front of us. We must be aware of that huge threat on our society.
It's very, very dangerous, and it's more and more important now. We have in mind that it's between 5 and 10%. It depends on the country, but it's increasing very, very dramatically.
20% of Germans' cigarettes are counterfeited one way or the other. 20%.
And in all industries are really affected now.
Many of these brands have never gone public before for fear of damaging our faith in their products. Now, for the first time, they're appealing directly to us, their consumers.
Thank you for being here. I don't know if you already have heard about BASCAP, which means business action to fight, to stop counterfeiting and piracy.
It's the world's biggest anti-counterfeit conference.
I know that it's not tea time, but nevertheless, seized in Sweden, coming from Lebanon, with origin China, through the US. Now you've got the complete telephone. It works, but now you've got the packaging, which is fake, the guarantee, which is fake, the invoice, which is fake. and you receive that. It's sold in the normal shops, even the condoms are fake.
That's quite scary.
That's scary because the final destination was Africa, of course. And there are little holes in, that means that it kills. That kills, definitely.
1,200 delegates have come from all over the world, but the speeches strangely avoid naming the greatest faker of all until it's time to answer the journalists' questions.
We have been reading a number of things in the recent years on counterfeiting and trafficking, and the name of the country, China, comes all the time at the top list. This morning, so many speakers spoke, but none of you mentioned China. Can I know why?
The truth is, the brands now depend on China for their workers, and the Chinese government doesn't take kindly to criticism. Until 30 years ago, China was a sworn enemy of capitalism. Then it allowed the first foreign companies in to open their factories. Armed with their designs, China has now become the People's Republic of counterfeiting.
Hi, Miss Shiva, I know what you want. How are you, Mrs.? Do you want to have Hello, I watch you, okay?
Hello, you buy DVD?
I'm back. Warehouse. Tissue here. No problem.
This is Lowu Commercial City on China's southern border, a 7-story shopping centre devoted to fakes from China's copy industry.
It's nicely lined. It's a nice design. It feels okay. You think this is leather? Real leather?
Real leather.
Real leather.
Yes.
610.
80.
680. 680.
How much is that in US dollars?
Oh, I guess about 100.
Wow, I think real ones are about 1,000 quid. Tourists come here on special shopping trips, some from as far away as the United States.
I just found out about it when a girlfriend went and just couldn't believe what she saw. And she came back with stories, you know, to make our eyes bulge.
This woman's written a guidebook for them. She lives over the border in Hong Kong.
Beautiful silk. Where else can you have, you know, a beautiful suit made for $35? A nice handbag to go with it. Design some jewelry that, you know, you can wear along with it. You know, just the price makes you float.
The fakes on display are just a fraction of what's available here.
Where's Nike? I see Adidas. Oh, can I see? Nike, do you have Air Max?
And the stores themselves are shop windows for wholesalers that sell in bulk to international traders.
These are good quality fake?
Yeah, A quality.
A quality.
Yeah.
From factory?
Yeah.
From a real factory? No. Yeah.
They'll then ship the copies anywhere in the world in industrial quantities.
Watches, everything.
Yeah.
I like...
I'm sorry, if you can't take the picture, okay, I'm sorry.
Not the watches.
Filming here is forbidden because the government's supposed to have cracked down on counterfeiting. But China's culture of copying goes back centuries. 10 miles from Lowu, this whole village paints Western masterpieces.
刚开始的时候，我也不是专业做梵高，什么都做，梵高、莫奈、雷诺阿。后来这个梵高的销量比较大，慢慢订单多了，就专做梵高了。要是没有梵高的话，我们现在还不知道是画什么画。
Mr. Zhang can knock off a Van Gogh in 40 minutes. He sells them to traders in Hong Kong for $1 a piece.
好奇说你的画最终挂在哪儿了？
它也没有一个固定的位置的。
你也不关心这个。
我们关心也没用，我们拿过去，你就是找到他的客户，人家客户他也不会接受你，因为做生意就是这样的。因为我们已经阅读过梵高很多资料的，了解他是怎么样一个人，那么他用笔啊，我们尽量去接近他的用笔手法。那我刚才说为什么还要喜欢他呢？他的画好卖好销，我们也正是从这个里面能够赚点利益，是不是？
Because of its unrivaled ability to mass produce anything cheaply, the brands continue to find China irresistible. And it's changing the way we live.
Keep Burberry British! Keep Burberry British! Keep Burberry British!
They are essentially a retail company. I don't believe that they're interested in manufacturing goods anymore. They want to buy these goods as cheap as they can and retail them for as much as they can. We would be attacking their brand name. The corporate name is everything.
No, we don't want a factory, we want our jobs! We don't want a factory, we want our jobs!
China's transforming our lives. Its products are now sold in every high street, making the goods we buy remarkably cheap. Even the most expensive brands are outsourcing to China now. And it's killing Western manufacturing.
All the factories at the top end of the valley have all closed. So it will be tragic, there'll be nothing up here.
In September 2006, iconic British firm Burberry announced that it was closing one of its last UK factories and moving production to the Far East.
The actual factory is making a profit, so they want to make more of a profit, obviously.
Bread of heaven, bread of heaven.
I think it's disgusting. I mean, I worked there when I was 14.
I'll never buy Burberry's again. I am ashamed of the word Burberry.
Until now, Burberry's been the biggest single employer in the town. 300 families have relied on it for a living.
We had an announcement. This woman came down, stood on a stool and said we was closing, factory would be closed, but the union fought and said that they wanted this 90 days, what do you call it, to fight for the redundancy.
When did she say this then? When did she
September the 6th.
Storman Wayne Howard was getting £375 a week.
What would you do if your son said he wanted to go into manufacturing?
In closing, I tell him he's off his head. He's off his head to go into that.
Why?
Well, because it's cheaper abroad and it's not, you know what I mean? To make clothes here, it's going to be too dear, isn't it? And they're going to get them made abroad. I had a suit last week in Asda's, £19. Now, where's that getting made in? I bet that was getting made in China, isn't it? £19 for a suit. Or India, whatever it is. People can't afford to make that. Yeah, could you? £19. Last week's paper, buy a suit for £19 Asda's. Unbelievable, isn't it? And a DVD player was £9 this week, innit? Tuesday advertised Asda's. £9 for a DVD player. Where's that getting made? That's not getting made yet, is it? People got to make profit, but not profit like ours, you know what I mean? Whoa, come on. They closing us down and on about their image and things like that. And they can let Kate Moss be a model. What do they give her? £30 million, is it, to be back a model for them? It's unbelievable, isn't it, for a woman just to walk up and down a catwalk.
After a flood of cheap knockoffs nearly destroyed its exclusivity, Burberry's been reborn as one of the world's most sought-after luxury brands, using Kate Moss to present itself as a monochrome, sexed-up version of what it means to be British. But Burberry's Britishness is as superficial as its copies.
The aim is to make the public aware